Hey guys, welcome back. This is chapter 42 of Solo Leveling Ragnarok, so without any delay, let's dive right in. The episode picks up right where we left off last time. Suho lands a devastating punch on Lee Min-sung, sending shockwaves through the air like a massive explosion. The sheer force of the impact creates a powerful gust of wind, shaking the entire battlefield. Min-sung, completely overwhelmed, is now at the mercy of Suho. As Suho stands over him, his hands are soaked in blood. Min-sung struggles to speak, but his broken jaw makes it impossible. Instead of words, all that escapes his lips are garbled, painful sounds. Grrgk. Grrgk. His thoughts, however, are loud and clear in his mind. Not only does it suck having my stomach pierced through, but I can't even say my last words because my jaw is broken. Blood pours from Min-sung's wounds, staining the ground beneath him. His vision blurs, and as he drifts closer to death, his mind flashes back to the moment he first encountered an alien force. When that alien appeared in front of me, I thought I had an opportunity to fix this broken world. To think I'd end up like this. My life has been a mess ever since the cataclysm. Frustration fills him. Damn it! In his final moments, memories of the past resurface. He remembers Lim Taejae, the man who once extended a hand to him. Min-sung, do you want to work together? Min-sung grits his teeth, rage burning in his fading consciousness. Damn it! Why am I remembering that bastard Lim Taejae even as I die? Don't look down on me. Summoning the last of his strength, Min-sung forces his dislocated jaw back into place with his bare hands, wearing a twisted, eerie smile. I am the superstar Lee Min-sung. But as he turns his gaze towards Suho, he sees something that unnerves him. The young monarch is staring at him. Not with anger, not with hatred, but with pity. But, you brat, why are you looking at me with those pitiful eyes? Before he can say another word, Suho's blue eyes glow intensely, radiating an overwhelming power. In that instant, Min-sung's body gives up. The hand he was using to fix his jaw falls limp. He dies. A series of system notifications appear immediately. Notice, you have obtained experience points. Notice, level up. Urgent quest. Eliminate Lee Min-sung, Apostle of the Iterum. Objective, eliminate Lee Min-sung, who is possessed by the Apostle of the Iterum, and obtain his memories. Notice, quest has been completed. Suho remains still, kneeling beside Min-sung's lifeless body. A massive hole is left in Min-sung's chest, a brutal testament to Suho's overwhelming strength. Essel approaches, her face lighting up with admiration. Young monarch, you've done it. Baru follows suit, his deep voice filled with pride. You have defeated the Apostle of the Iterum, young monarch. But Suho is lost in thought. His expression doesn't show relief or victory, just contemplation. It was probably Lee Min-sung who laughed in the end, not the Apostle of the Iterum, right? Though I didn't talk much with him. He seemed like someone who stayed true to his desires. Baru silently observes Suho, sensing the turmoil in his heart. This must be the young monarch's first time killing one of his own kind. He seems shaken. Suho, still kneeling, mutters under his breath. There's something I realized thanks to him. For the longest time, his only goals had been to find his mother and become strong enough to help his father. Looking back, I was missing my own purpose. That must be why Lee Min-sung called me an ambiguous character without an ego. And then suddenly it clicks. When I fought against my father at the end of the tutorial, I was in awe of him. A flood of memories rushes back. His fight, his father's overwhelming presence, and the admiration that came with it. He's admirable, even if he may be my enemy. If only I could become as strong as him. Essel looks at Suho with admiration and speaks. Young monarch. Before she can continue, Baru interjects. His voice steady yet filled with certainty. Of course, I believe that will be impossible. But I will cheer you on, young monarch. Essel hesitates for a moment before adding, wouldn't it be difficult to become stronger than Lord Jinwoo? Suho sighs, shaking his head with a small smirk. Thanks for all the disheartening words, you two. As he looks at his status window, he thinks to himself, well, that's what everyone would naturally think. Why don't I check the rewards instead? Just then, system notifications begin appearing before him in rapid succession. System notifications. Notice, you have obtained a reward. Notice, you have obtained experience points. Notice, level up, level up. Notice, the player has reached the required level. Notice, you have received a class change quest. A final notification appears. Notice, would you like to accept the class change quest? Accept. Decline. Suho's thoughts race as he processes the information. A class change quest? So you can change classes once you reach level 40. His gaze shifts back to the status window, which now displays his updated stats. Status window. Name, Sung Suho. Level 40. Class, none. Fatigue, 0. Title, Wolf Assassin. HP, 8,250. MP, 780. Strength, 124. Health, 60. Agility, 49. Sense, 54. Plus 5. Intelligence, 49. Available points, 4. Passive skills. Resilience LV. 3. Unarmed combat LV. 2. Increased strength LV. 1. Active skills. Ruler's authority LV. 2. Shadow extraction LV. 2. Storm/LV. 1. Suho smirks to himself as he reads through his stats. Looks like the empty class section is finally going to be replaced. But while Suho is lost in thought, someone watches him from afar. As the camera shifts to reveal the mysterious figure, we see an apostle hovering in midair, his large wings spread wide, keeping him aloft. His golden eyes glow with an eerie intensity as he slowly runs a hand through his hair, a smirk forming on his lips. How careless of me, to think the black mask would have this much potential. His gaze sharpens as he continues, almost as if speaking directly to Suho from the shadows. As expected, you'll have to become one of us. His eyes glint with excitement. One of the authorities of our main form that I regained as the fragments merged is the Scales of Equivalent Exchange. A surge of energy ripples through his body as he prepares to activate his ability. This ability allows me to exchange what I have into something of the same value. And right now, the apostle stretches out his hand, a dark, sinister energy swirling around his fingertips. I'll use it to exchange the life force of all the believers nearby into mana. Suddenly, an ominous force spreads across the battlefield. We see several hunters, who had once pledged their loyalty to the apostle, collapse to the ground one by one. Their life force drained from their bodies as pure mana flows toward him like a raging current. Hunters who weren't his followers remain unaffected, standing frozen in shock as the others crumble lifelessly. The apostle begins to glow, his body pulsating with an overwhelming surge of mana, absorbing the stolen energy from every direction. A wicked grin stretches across his face. If I remember correctly, this is what true power feels like. As he relishes in his newfound strength, he raises his hand, conjuring a strange glowing stone in his palm. With a flick of his wrist, the stone morphs into a bow and arrow made entirely of concentrated mana. The apostle smiles, his golden eyes gleaming with deadly intent. Meanwhile, back on the ground, Baru turns towards Suho and speaks. Young monarch, then, I will search through Lee Minsung's memories for the apostle of the Iterum. Suho nods. I'll leave it to you, Baru. But just as those words leave his lips, an overwhelming killing intent fills the air, and in the distance, the apostle's mana-charged arrow is already aimed straight at Suho. Did Lee Minsung hate the world after the cataclysm? If I hadn't become a player. As Suho is deep in thought, a piercing pain suddenly erupts in his chest. A jagged, otherworldly stone has burst through his stomach, sending shockwaves through the battlefield. Essel, Baru, and the summoned shadows gasp in horror as Suho staggers backward, clutching his wound. Their eyes widen in shock and confusion. An attack. From where? Suho struggles to stay upright, his vision blurring from the agonizing pain. Then, through the haze, his gaze locks onto a figure in the far distance. Floating in the air, the apostle smirks, his golden eyes gleaming eerily. The otherworldly stone inside Suho begins rotating violently, sending black surges of energy crackling around him. The pain is unbearable. Kneeling, his body trembling, Suho lets out a low, tormented scream. It feels like something entered my head. System notifications. Permanent effect. Longevity. You will be immune to all diseases, poisons, and any other abnormalities. Regeneration abilities will exponentially increase while asleep. 3, 2, 1. Another notification pops up. Notice, status effect dispelling has failed. Longevity is analyzing the status effect. 3, 2, 1. More system windows appear, flashing urgently. Longevity has confirmed that the following status effect has the same effect as the mist burn infection. Longevity is starting to dispel the status effect using the mist burn infection data as its basis. 3, 2, 1. Has failed. Notice, the system has become unstable due to the foreign substances of the otherworld. Longevity is starting to heal you using the mist burn infection data as its basis. 3, 2, 1. Has failed. 3, 2, 1. Has failed. 3, 2, 1. It has failed. The apostle smirks, his voice laced with satisfaction. With this, the authority of darkness is within our grasp. His eyes widen in shock as more system notifications suddenly flood the air. 3, 2, 1. Status effect analysis has succeeded. The status effect has been dispelled due to the effect of longevity. System has begun recovery. Baru rushes forward, his voice filled with panic. Young monarch, are you okay? Suho grits his teeth, still kneeling in pain. Longevity activated, fortunately, but blood still pools from his wound. Now I have to cover it with the shadows. Around him, Essel and the other allies watch in anguish, their faces filled with helplessness. Suho tries to speak, his voice barely a whisper. I have to. A system window suddenly flashes. HP 8,250. Suho gasps as he feels his life slipping away. HP 40/8,250. There has to be something. HP 8/8,250. His vision fades. With his last ounce of strength, Suho barely lifts a trembling finger. He reaches toward the system window and presses, accept. Notice, the class change quest will now begin. Suddenly, a dark vortex swirls into existence. A teleportation gate opens beneath Suho, preparing to pull him inside. System notifications. Notice, only the player may enter the class change quest. To ensure smooth progression, companions, the monarch's descendants will be moved to the shadow dungeon. Baru, Essel, and the others watch in shock as Suho vanishes into the portal. The ground rumbles violently, sending cracks racing through the earth. In the sky, the apostle's eyes widen in disbelief. A massive wave of energy erupts, shaking the mountains themselves. The battlefield is engulfed in darkness. And then, Suho disappears. Suho's voice echoes into the void. It's dark. I can't see anything. Am I dead? A sudden, searing pain pulses through his body. It hurts. I can still feel. He instinctively reaches for his stomach, but the wound is gone. His breathing steadies as realization dawns. Seeing how my stomach doesn't hurt anymore, it doesn't seem like I'm dead. In that case, where am I? A blue flame flickers to life in the distance. Its soft glow illuminates the mysterious, unfamiliar surroundings. Suho's eyes widen in shock as he slowly takes in his new environment. Could this place be? And with this chapter end. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you in the next episode. Until then, enjoy!